Some of the strange rules in North Korea, which you didn't know. Number 1. North and South Korea have been at war since 1950. Yes, you heard me right. After the occupation of Korea by Japan, with the conclusion of World War II, both Soviet Russia and the US had plans for the country's future. This resulted in US-led forces occupying the south of the country while Soviet-led forces occupied the north. This led to a pro-Western government forming in the south under US control and a Soviet-backed communist government forming in the north. While both sides aimed to unify Korea, they had very different ideas for what the newly unified Korea should look like. Any attempts to find common ground failed time and time again. While the war ended up in a stalemate in 1953, there was no official peace treaty signed between the two parties, and thus the war never actually ended. Number 2. North Koreans love a long weekend. When it comes to public holidays, North Korea puts the rest of us to shame, celebrating a whopping 71 holidays. These include Victory Day, Mother's Day, Liberation Day, and the birthdays of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. The birthday of Kim Jong-un isn't currently a public holiday, but experts believe this could change in time. Number 3. Dennis Rodman isn't the only celebrity to visit North Korea. While the Chicago Bulls player has made numerous high-profile visits to Pyongyang over the years and considers Kim Jong-un to be a friend, Dennis Rodman isn't the only A-lister to make it to North Korea. Monty Python alum and travel documentarian Michael Palin, boxer Muhammad Ali, former US President Donald Trump and Blur frontman Damon Albarn have all visited the People's Republic. Number 4. Hairstyles are government mandated. Trends may be seasonal, but when it comes to hairstyles in North Korea there are strict rules around what you can and can't request at the salon. By law, women have 18 styles to choose from, while men have 10 options and cannot have their hair longer than 5 centimeters. Spiked hairstyles and hair dye have been outlawed after they were deemed to symbolize capitalism and rebellion, and men wanting to emulate their supreme leader aren't able to, as Kim Jong-un's signature hairstyle is specially reserved just for himself. Number 5. There are strict dress codes and house rules in place. In addition to uniform hairstyles, North Korea has recently banned tight jeans and mandated that all women should wear skirts over trousers, even when undertaking manual labor, agricultural work, and serving in the military. When it comes to the home, microwaves and rice cookers are banned due to the energy they consume, and the government must grant permission before residents can have a television or radio set, both of which are pre-programmed to only air party-approved channels. Number 6. Its next leader may be a woman. While Kim Jong-un is only 39, his daughter recently began attending events with him, leading many to speculate Kim Joo-ae, who is believed to be around 10 years old, could one day take over from her father, while others say that in an attempt to modernize their image, the family is taking notes from the British royal family and showing more of their family to the public. Though Jong-un has never confirmed how many children he and his wife share, experts believe the supreme leader has a son and 2 daughters. Number 7. Australia's embassy in North Korea was short-lived. After establishing a diplomatic relationship in 1974, North Korea opened an embassy in Canberra and Australia followed suit in 1975, opening an embassy in Pyongyang. But just 6 months later, embassy staff were expelled and returned to Australia. While it's never been confirmed what exactly caused the expulsion, legend has it that a night of drinking and a toga party was involved in the Aussies being given the boot. Today, all diplomatic issues with North Korea are managed out of Australia's embassies in Jakarta and Seoul. Number 8. You can visit North Korea. While the Australian government strongly recommends against traveling to North Korea, technically you can still do it, just with a number of caveats. For starters, you cannot travel to North Korea alone, but you can visit within a tour group and entry is generally gained via China. Tourists should also expect to have their belongings searched upon entry, where any religious items like crosses or Bibles will be confiscated, along with any items considered to be political or pornographic. Number 9. The greatest health threat in North Korea is hunger. North Korea is 80% covered with uplands and mountains. So, when heavy rains or drought hits, food shortage is also widely spread. This is because the limited amount of their agricultural land is affected. In the 1990s, 2.5 million people were killed because of famine. It's a ratio of 1 out of 10 North Koreans. According to a recent report, at least 2/3 of the population do not have the slightest idea of where they can get their next meal. Number 10. North Korea does not oblige its people to pay taxes. North Korea is only one of the few places where residents do not have to shell out anything for taxes. In 1974, taxation was completely abolished. However, individuals and organizations who are making money outside of North Korea are still obligated to pay. There's talk that this might change very soon, as the government is already planning to reintroduce the concept of income tax to their people. Number 11. You can find a propaganda village in North Korea. Near the border with South Korea, the Kijongdong village was built. It was North Korea's way of showing off to its southern neighbors. This village was built in the 1950s and had electricity, which was a luxury at that time. The village had big buildings that light up every night according to schedule. The streets near it had soldiers and the same women living in the community for 15 years. When technology boomed, and the people from the south had the means to see the village closely, they were shocked to find out the truth. The houses in the village were mere boxes without any inner walls, ceilings, and even floors. However, it soon turned out that the town is in fact empty of people, with the only sign of life being a few caretakers who occasionally clean the streets. Even the tens of residential buildings across town were suspected to be a mere shell, with neither floors nor interior walls. Despite its apparent population zero, the town is well lit every night as if it was a normal place. Kijongdong's lack of inhabitants had only one explanation: the village was constructed as part of North Korea's relentless psychological warfare. Number 12. Seafood export is big in North Korea. China is North Korea's main partner in trading. At least 60% of North Korea's goods go to its neighboring country, and their main products are seafood and fish. It makes up for at least a quarter of goods that are sold abroad. Also, North Korea is one of the top countries in the world that export fishery products. Aside from seafood, North Korea also exports monuments. Number 13. North Korea is the world's only country ruled by a dead man. North Korea has a very unique form of ruling. Necrocracy is a government that still follows the rules of a former and dead leader. How is North Korea able to do this? This is because Kim Il-sung was declared as the eternal leader of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. This just means that all the incumbent leaders of the country will only bear the supreme leader title, but the eternal leader will always and forever be Kim Il-sung. The supreme leader will be the chairman of the Workers' Party and the Army's supreme commander. However, he will not hold the country's presidential status. Number 14. The dream job for women in North Korea. If you're a woman in North Korea, one of the most sought-after gigs you can get is being a traffic cop. According to sources, it is reported that the women in these roles are often hand-picked for the job, with tall and attractive being major factors in successfully scoring the gig. To make it even weirder, there's even a fan site dedicated to the women who direct traffic in the country's capital, Pyongyang. Number 15. The three-generation punishment rule. One of the most shocking abuses of human rights in North Korea is the country's three-generation punishment rule. If an individual is found guilty of a crime and sent to a prison camp, 3 generations of their family are sent there too, including their parents and grandparents, and they must remain there for life. Number 16. No outside music is allowed. K-pop isn't the only music the ruler despises. In 2015, Kim Jong-un issued a decree to scrap all cassette tapes and CDs which had state-banned songs, because lyrics could lead to dissent among citizens. There are a small handful of songs that are allowed, most of which promote the country's political ideals. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel if you like this video.